Hello, everyone, and welcome to this Wednesday edition of For FSU Weather. I'm student meteorologist Troy Fields.
And I'm student meteorologist Brooke Silvering.
And beautiful weather finally coming in towards the Tallahassee region. I know myself going outside is really awesome to just have that low humidity out there.
Oh, I totally agree compared to yesterday where we saw a lot of rain and humidity. Today's a complete 180.
Yes, good conditions for any outdoor activity lovers. Myself, I was taking a walk to classes this morning in the afternoon, just really felt refreshing outside, but it is going to turn colder quite soon.
And how cold is that?
Yes, 40s, Brooke, as this cold front that passed on Friday. As we're going to talk about later in the show, there's actually have another cold front that's going to bring even colder conditions with temperatures get into the 40s.
Right, well, we're expecting the coldest air of the season will settle over the southern U.S. for this year.
Yes, and that's to the north of us, around the Tennessee to Arkansas Valley. Right now, the coldest part there is centered across Kentucky and Tennessee, but that's going to shift further south later in the week.
Isn't it funny how we consider ourselves the South, but everywhere in the U.S. considers Tennessee the South?
I know, it's kind of weird, but me being from the north and this cold weather, it's kind of a little nuisance. Not nuisance to me, but just something that's used to. So
I mean, you're not plowing any snow over here, right?
Thank goodness, Brooke. Snow is just too early yet, and hopefully we won't see any more of that later on in the south. But in the meantime, let's go to the wall with Zach. And Zach, don't you just love snow?
Well, Troy, we won't be seeing snow here in the south anytime soon, but there's plenty of snow up here near Minneapolis. There's associated with that low pressure system that is pushed off to the east, bringing a lot of this moisture from Minneapolis onward. Some snow up here in your Dakotas, bringing just a few inches, not much to really worry about any travel plans though. But still a little snow there. We move to the east coast though. There's that low pressure system pushing off, associated with that cold front. A few of those rain showers also pushing off. It's interesting to note, though, Troy, there in your home state of New York, they're going to be getting some snow off of Lake Ontario and Erie later. So lake effect snow starting up as well. Your weather headlines, though, not much. It's going to be abundant sunshine ahead and some of that cold air coming up. And for tonight, there you go, 43 degrees, cool and breezy, but we're going to send it off to the desk.
Alrighty, thank you, Zach. And it's funny that you mentioned the snow in the Great Lakes, because that is exactly what we're going to talk about, isn't it, Brooke?
We are going to talk about that. So the first snowfall of the season in Pennsylvania and also New York.
Yes, and that is associated with that huge low pressure system that is associated with bringing the cold front down to the region. And it's going to bring folks from western Pennsylvania and western New York some snowfall into the horizon.
Right, so some areas can see 1 to 3 inches of snow. So that's about how much, Troy?
Just like a quarter, barely a
you can't really shovel that,
tenth of
can
a foot.
you?
No, unless you're in the south and you're not really used to that snow. But anyways, in the higher elevations in the region, you could see up to a foot of snow, particularly around the Finger Lake regions of New York.
That is a lot of snow, and the places that are going to be hit with this are the
Allegheny Plateau region. That includes western New York. I'm actually from that region, so
really?
That's how
that's natural for you.
Yeah, exactly. But let's go to the wall with Jack. And Jack, how's winter looking for you?
Well, guys, you guys are bumming me out about all this snow talk you're talking about. Let's talk about the Tallahassee forecast. Look at our visible satellite. We didn't see a cloud in the sky today, Troy. So please stop talking about that snow and talk about that gorgeous air we had today. Cool temperatures, too. 77 degrees was our high today, and that's what will go down in the record books with that early morning low of 58 degrees. Right on par of where we should be, a couple degrees lower than our usual high. But yes, we're going to start dropping down into our temperatures. We could only see highs into the mid-70s tomorrow. Currently, though, at the airport, 75 degrees we're sitting at. Clear skies out there like I was talking about earlier. That visible satellite really showed that. You didn't see anything. You didn't see those browns or those grays all across the region. That dew point, though, 37 degrees. Yesterday, we're in the 60s. Yes, we're very dried off right now. That humidity, is only at 25%. And what's bringing us all that cold air is the northerly wind at 10 miles per hour, which is really pushing all that cold air coming into the Tallahassee region. Current temperatures all across the region, 72 in Quincy, 76 degrees down in St. Marks, 73 degrees in Monticello, and 74 degrees down in Carabel. Yes, very cool temperatures into the mid-70s, and I think we can drop off into the mid 40s tonight. Yes, bring that jacket if you are stepping outside. And usually I don't like to show these dew points because they're a little hard to explain, but it's the measure of the moisture in the air. Yesterday we were in the 60s, so you felt kind of oppressive, muggy with that cloud coverage. But look at this, 37 degrees is what our dew point is, so that means you're very dry out there, very comfortable, a great day to sit out in that front porch, in the lawn, enjoy a great day out there. If you're sitting inside, I suggest you step outside. Of course, after the show. Winds mainly out of the north, and that's what's funneling that cold air. It's 10 miles per hour out of the north in Tallahassee, 8 miles per hour out of the northwest in St. Mark's, and that's really helping that cold air come in. We have another cold front that's going to push through later into the evening, which will bring more drier conditions in the region. Satellite and radar shows the rest of that cold front yesterday that brought us those rainstorms finally pushing through all of South Florida. And that will start bringing them some colder temperatures as well. I was referring to this earlier. A cold front right now hovering above us will move off into the South Florida, and that's really bringing us those dry conditions. And we have another cold front developing into the Arkansas area. Thursday, Friday starts coming down. Yes, it's going to be windy again, though. So cool temperatures with that wind chill. Could feel like 60s out there. High pressure will start dominating, though, for the next few days. On Saturday's game day, I see highs into the upper 60s, low 70s, so yes, bring that FSU jacket out there if you are going out to the stadium. Beach forecast, though, those winds are kicking up out of the northeast, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Not a great day to get on that beach, but it will be sunny. Tonight's forecast, mainly in the low 40s all across the Big Bend. Tomorrow's forecast, 73 degrees is what we're calling for our high. In our 7-day forecast, you see those temperatures just lingering around into those low 70s. But we're going to swing things over to John as he takes us around the southeast.
Around the southeast, we've got plenty of sunshine to share with everyone. High pressure is in control right now, and that front that came through yesterday is lingering across central and south Florida, bringing a couple of showers down towards Miami and West Palm Beach. But what we have looked forward to is all of this clear air up towards the north, and what's bringing that down is plenty of wind coming out of the northwest, 12 miles an hour in Montgomery, bringing in not only the cooler air, but also a lot drier air. And you felt that outside. You might have needed that chapstick this afternoon. You're going to need it for the next 4 or 5 days. Temperatures outside 75 degrees here in Tallahassee. Front hasn't quite reached South Florida yet, where they're in the middle 80s right now. But look up towards the north, 68 in Montgomery, 59 in Atlanta. That is going to come on down towards the south, right down the spine of the Appalachians. Dew point change, this is how much cooler it was than this time yesterday. The amount of moisture outside has dropped 31 degrees. That's going from somewhat muggy conditions to almost bone dry here in Tallahassee since yesterday. What's helped that is this cold front that's coming down the Appalachian Mountains, and it'll be pushing down into central and south Florida tonight. And we've got high pressure building in for the afternoon hours tomorrow. And then for Friday, we've got another cool front coming in. And what's this is going to do? It's going to bring in another blast of wind for Friday afternoon, but it's also going to make Saturday's conditions much drier and much cooler. It's going to be a great game day on Saturday afternoon. For tonight's forecast, we're looking at 41 degrees, 70 still lurking in central and south Florida. Cooler temperatures, this is what we have to look forward to, 39 in Montgomery and Atlanta, 36 in Tupelo. And those 30s are going to come on down towards the south, and they're going to be flirting with us here in Tallahassee later this week. 74 degrees for tomorrow's forecast, 75 in New Orleans, and those 70s are going to be sticking around for much of the week. What do you have to wear for the rest of the week? Bring out the winter weather wear, and you're going to want to bring out the sunny socks as well, because it's going to be sunny all week long and into the weekend. If you're heading to the game on Saturday, you're going to want to have a windbreaker for the middle part of the game, and then possibly a sweatshirt as we head into the end of the game as the skies clear on out. Now, I hear there's a little bit warmer weather down towards the south and possibly something tropical to talk about.
Thanks, John. Yeah, we're going to get into the tropics right now. Isn't that right, Troy?
Yes, the National Hurricane Center, we do have a little disturbance in the Bacon-Peachy region. 10% chance the National Hurricane Center is giving it. So as it stands right now, not terrible, gradual, rapid developments expected, but it's still something to look ahead in the near time future.
Right, so right now we're just at a 10% of keeping our eye on the sky, but that
Yes.
could increase.
Mhm.
So
And as we close out the season, of course, it's the month of October, so we still have about a month left to go, and we often shift our focus from the tropical Atlantic back closer to home around the southern Gulf of Mexico towards the Western Caribbean region.
Well, that is right. We really haven't seen anything much this year for hurricane season.
Thank goodness, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are happy to know that we do not have any tropical cyclones, well, other than Lorenzo, but like a hurricane so far this year. But we're going to switch it back home to your national, where most of the country is seeing very, very chilly temperatures. Indeed, the bulk of the coldness is towards the northeast, where they're seeing temperatures in the upper 30s to middle 40s, 44 degrees there in Detroit. Very good temperature right there. Look at that. Woo, just chilly right there. 36 degrees in Minneapolis. And most of the east of the United States is seeing very, very chilly conditions. And we're just going to shift our focus just to give you a good idea of how much our temperatures have changed over the past 24 hours. You see this blue indicated in the eastern section of the United States. That means that we have gotten colder over the past 24 hours. Look at that, 10-degree drop in your temperature difference in Atlanta, and we're feeling it right here, right at home across the Big Bend region. And along with that comes very low humidity levels. And remember, dew point is a good indicator of just how much moisture there is in the atmosphere, and it's also a good indicator of your humidity levels. And when you see dew points this low, folks, particularly in the 20s and 30s, then it means that, as Jonathan explained earlier, it is bone dry outside. But that is a great factor for those of you that are just tired of this tropical-like feeling conditions outside. And as for the time being, I'm here to tell you folks that it's here to stay for quite some time. But moving on across what's going on in the country, you can see that we do have a little bit of disturbance off across the northeast, and that's where I want to spend the time to focus on. But just to give you a heads up, we do have frost and freeze advisories across the eastern sections, so temperatures are going to get quite low overnight. So if you have any plants outside, you want to make sure you bring those inside so they don't get damaged by these frost and cold temperatures. But as I mentioned, in the Midwest, we do have a little disturbance, not little showers up across the upper Dakotas, but as I mentioned, the bulk of the low pressures is to the east. We can't really see it, but it's giving folks in the Great Lake regions some snow showers, so just be on deck for that. But the real treat, folks, is in the southeast. As I mentioned, high pressure dominated across the southeast, so safe travels along I-10, or if you want to go to the beach, I highly recommend it. Go with your loved one, because conditions right now are just absolutely beautiful. And the same could be said for the west as we're moving on out. Actually, we're going to shift it back towards the northeast. There's that low pressure system I was talking about. Showers moving on along the I-95 corridor, and we're going to look at tomorrow's forecast. Look at that. More coldness in store, with temperatures in 74 degrees in Tallahassee, with coldness up in Detroit, 50 degrees. But we're going to shift it back home towards Jay. And Jay, how much longer is this cold weather going to last?
It's a good question, Troy, but hopefully Tallahassee, it's going to last for a very long time. You're finally getting that first taste of fall. As you look at the satellite right now, it's very clear skies, very nice and chill weather. I know fall is finally get that delicious taste of fall we've been craving for a very long time. As you look at the current conditions, 75 degrees, clear all around. Overall, it's been very good weather, very good beach weather, everything very good. As you look at the current temperatures, 75 in Tallahassee, 72 in Monticello, 75 in Quincy. Overall, it's been in the 70s, not too high in the 80s or in the 60s, so it's been very good weather. As we look at the satellite radar, over in South Florida, just looking at a few showers there, but once that moves out for Thursday and Friday, it's going to be nice and clear all around Florida. As we look at the current futurecast, that low, as it comes in through late Wednesday night into the Thursday, it's going to bring in very clear skies, but it's going to bring a lot colder weather. I look at Friday into Saturday, even in game day, we got that high front still there. As we turn around, we see that low over in North Carolina and South Carolina. And it's going to bring some very chilly weather all across the southeast. As we look at the current the water vapor, it's not bringing a lot of water in South Florida or in North Florida for that matter. But overall, no moisture should be coming our way no time soon. I look at the beach forecast, 2 to 3 feet surf over the nice cool weather. But if you're going out to the beach, make sure you're bringing that sunscreen. 6 is still a very high number. But if you are going to the beach, it's going to be nice and chilly. So make sure if you are going to the beach, you might want to bring a jacket. But if you're going on the water, make sure you stay dry. As you look at the boating forecast, if you're going out to the boating, it's going to be some rough seas because of the wind coming in, because of the cold front coming in. But it's going to be sunny and breezy, light to moderate chop. So if you're going out to the boat, just be careful and be safe as you're going out there, because no one wants an injury out on the sea. If you look at tonight's forecast, 43 degrees. That is pretty cold. So make sure you bring a jacket. make sure you stay nice and bundled up and warm if you're going for a romantic date or if you're going for a jog. Definitely bring the coat. You will need it. Cool and breezy, chilly night all around. As you look at tomorrow's forecast, 73 degrees. Again, it's going to be nice, clear day like it was today. So if you want Atlantis green, you can easily have a nice blanket out there and just sit out and do homework or even play on volleyball. Very nice weather for it. On temps, sunny skies, very good. As you look at the 7-day forecast, I move out the way. For game day, we definitely actually bring a jacket and not a raincoat for the first time in a while. So very nice weather. You can finally bring out that winter wardrobe. So overall, nice winter wear will be expected for next week, and very good conditions overall. Let's send it back to the desk with Shane and Zach.
Thanks, Jay. Well, now it's time for everyone's favorite segment here on FSU Weather, This Day in Weather History.
Yes, big topics in weather history today. Back in 1843, a term called Indian Summer, Shane.
Yes, this was an event routed by cold and snow, which brought sleighing conditions from the Pinocos all the way up through Vermont.
And I believe up to 2 feet of snow fell, correct?
Yes, locally in some higher elevations, mountains, ski resorts, that sort of location, but a foot of snow all across the New Hampshire, Vermont, New England region, which stayed on the ground until the next spring.
So it was bitter cold that winter.
Oh yes, the temperatures couldn't have been very high at all.
Oh, no.
Our other story is more recent. In 1989, a big storm moving out of the Gulf of Alaska brought lots of rain and some gusty high winds to the western U.S.
And a lot of those gusts actually reached as far inland as Nevada. Reno, Nevada recorded a gust of 67 miles per hour. That's a long way from the coast.
Yeah, it's remarkable. Very far from the storm, it was very far-reaching effects, including in San Francisco, where locally heavy rains caused mudslides, which added insult to injury for victims already affected by the '89 earthquake earlier that year.
Exactly. So the mudslide's not really a good thing for those folks in California during that time. But we're going to send it on out to the wall with Chris.
Thank you, guys. And we're going to take a look across the Sunshine State. And, in South Florida today, they had a lot more clouds and rain than sun. But up here along the Panhandle, we see a lot of sunshine, beautiful weather. So you can basically draw a line from like Fort Myers over to Palm Bay. And everywhere south of that is kind of muggy, humid, temperatures up near mid-80s, mid to low 80s. And everything north of that in the low to mid-70s. Beautiful day for Tallahassee and Pensacola, 73 for you folks in Tampa with clouds clearing out of the way. So we're going to see the cold front make its way through the state again tonight. And then you can really see where the front is on this moisture, the amount of humidity in the air. And basically right there, if I move out of the way, you can see that right there. So about 52% and very muggy from Fort Myers down to Miami. And of course, it's like a jungle out there with the Everglades, quite moist and humid. But up in our neck of the woods, beautiful weather abounds. And this is going to be a similar story and a trend that will continue into your weekend. So great game day forecast ahead. The water vapor just really shows that dry air. These orange and blacks, that's a lot of dry air working its way in from the north and west. And then where you have the white and then the greens, that's where the moisture is hanging around. And you got some pop-up showers and some very muggy temperatures and humidity values down south of us. Now here the radar, you can see where that green and whiter areas were on the water vapor map. You can see where the rain is right around that area from Fort Myers down towards Miami, along the Keys and into the Bahamas. If you have a cruise, some hit and miss showers, but should be good as it continues to push on through the south and then dry up towards Pensacola, Jacksonville, Tallahassee, looking beautiful. But if you do happen to hit the beach, it's going to be nicer come Thursday and Friday across most of the state. We'll see a lot of sunny skies, seas at 2 to 3 feet up along the Panhandle, northeast winds. Might be a little breezy if you happen to make it on to Panama City or down to St. George. But if you make your way further south of Tampa, perfect beach weather, sunny skies, beautiful day to get out there. Your boating forecast looks like a similar story. We're going to see a moderate chop. We still will have those winds brisk out of the northeast at 10 to 15 knots, 2 to 3 foot seas. So we're going to have a moderate chop in the morning and first half of the day, and then calming as we head into your evening. So you might want to plan accordingly if you happen to take that boat out. Now tonight, though, we're going to see the chilly temperatures abound. Look at that, 41 in Tallahassee, 48 for you folks in Pensacola, and east of us, 45 in Jacksonville. But where it's going to be warmer is down south of Tampa and Orlando, 60s and 70s for you folks in Miami and Key West. And tomorrow's forecast is looking quite beautiful across the state. 78 in Tampa and Orlando. Happen to make it out to theme parks. It's beautiful. But right now, Ryan, we're going to broaden out the spectrum and take a look across the U.S. and show us where more of that cold weather is.
Let's talk tropics first. The good news is we don't have any tropical systems to talk about for the state of Florida. Beautiful weather Chris just showed us. Things are quiet in the tropics all the way around, any way you cut it. October climatology for you. Well, we do see tropical systems in the month of October. We are still in hurricane season, does last through the end of November. So we don't want to forget about that from time to time. On the list, we're below average for the season. We did have Lorenzo in the Atlantic, and that's really all that the game has to play out in the Atlantic Ocean. If I move out of the way, you can see Lorenzo, National Hurricane Center, had last official update on this at 5 o'clock this afternoon. So Lorenzo is dead. The Atlantic Basin is completely quiet. This is what we call a fish storm, my friends. Closer to home, though, in the Gulf of Mexico, the Bay of Campeche showing a little bit of convection, enhanced thunderstorm activity on the southwest end of this cold front that provided us with the beautiful weather here in the Big Bend of Florida. National Hurricane Center keeping an eye on this 10% chance of development over the next couple days. This is one of the areas that we do watch for development this time of year. We still have warm water and not a whole lot to inhibit tropical development, so something we do want to keep our eyes on over the next several days. Closer to home, though, the entire country, a big dip in the jet stream across the eastern part of the United States. Cooler temperatures, 36 and cloudy in Minneapolis. A lot of the northern tier of the country seeing snow showers and cooler temperatures dipping all the way down into the southeast, 59 at this hour, and sunny in Atlanta. Cooler temperatures for everybody, 10 to 15 below average. Out west, though, we have a big ridge, temps running above average, 63 degrees in Denver in October. It feels nice outside. And the water vapor, this is something that we don't show a lot, but we have orange where you have dry air, green where you have moist air, and that orange air sitting right behind this frontal boundary, providing us with dry air. So dry air overhead for much of the southeast. And on the radar, you can see not a drop of rain in the sky for the entire southeastern United States. The northern tier through the Midwest Ohio valleys where we've got most of the action. Rain showers through Illinois, Indiana, into Ohio. Snow showers on the back end of this. So Minneapolis and the Twin Cities down through central Wisconsin could be seeing a few snow showers through the evening. And then tomorrow, we're going to see some snow showers into the northeastern United States. The upper higher elevations of New York could be seeing some enhanced snowfall and the lake effect snow machine kicking into high gear. It is October. Tonight's forecast, cold across the northern tier of the country, 27 in Minneapolis, 39 in Atlanta, a cool 41 in Tallahassee, Florida. Out west, 32 in Billings, 33 in Denver. The southwest is where the heat's at. 66 in Phoenix for tonight. Tomorrow, cool across the entire northern part of the country, 50 degrees in Kansas City, 89 is where the heat's at in Phoenix, sunny and 89. Back to you guys at the desk for now.
Hey, thanks. Unfortunately, though, Ryan was talking about a lot of nice temperatures, but unfortunately for Australia, that's not happening. Down in New South Wales, where I was fortunate to visit years ago, lots of wildfires going on, almost 60 wildfires.
Yes, there are dozens threatening populated regions in New South Wales, and they've had a warm, dry winter season, which has set the stage for a lot of dry fuel across their environmental regions. It's just not a good situation.
And for those, about 60 fires as a whole, only about 4 are really big and threatening, but unfortunately not a lot of them are contained right now, and that's going to continue for quite a while as that cold front pushes through, and just going to continue to fuel.
Yes. Well, now we're going to bring it back home with Brooke for the last local.
Thanks, boys. Check it out. 60 degrees is what we saw 7 a.m. this morning, and we could be expecting those low temperatures as we move into November. We can definitely be seeing temperatures drop that low and be a little bit before freezing. But right now, satellite is showing a lot of clarity in our area, not a lot of activities going on. That's because that cold front just made its way on through and out of our picture, leaving our temperatures today only reaching 77 degrees for your high, which is nowhere near our average or record. So that's a huge difference for this time of the year, especially in October. But current conditions right now showing you 75 degrees is what you're feeling out there. And those numbers right here, your dew point and your humidity are fairly low, which means it's just dry, not a lot of humidity, and very nice conditions outside. Tallahassee is 75 degrees, St. Mark's 74, so we're seeing a lot of 70s across the board, a little bit cooler up in Thomasville, so you can definitely see how these temperatures are being affected from yesterday into today. But check out this cold front that we saw. It made its way down south, down in Miami, bringing them now some rain shower and activity down south, and also in Fort Lauderdale. You guys are having some lingering showers as well, and that's just combining with that sea breeze giving you more rain, but that's just out of your picture as this new front makes its way on down, bringing in some more chilly conditions for us here in Tallahassee, and that's just going to bring drier air down south as well, so that rain will also clear out down in Miami, but we can expect those winds to definitely pick up, so you're really going to be feeling that little chilly and a lot more winds activity out there as well. So again, you can see all those shower activities down in Miami, down south, also Orlando. You still have remnants of that front on over you, a lot of cloud coverage as well. So that's just going to clear on out as our front makes its way on out, guys. So don't worry, you're going to have a beautiful weekend too. And for us here in Tallahassee, things are looking great as we move into the weekend. So game day Saturday, it's going to be really chilly. 69s are what we're expecting, but we could always get a little bit warm when that sun makes its way on out. So a lot of clarity in our area for the next couple of days. So that's something to really, really look forward to. But if you're going out on a boat, give me a call because I would love to see your boat. And also, it's going to be nice out there with those waves just only at 2 to 3 feet. Plenty of sunshine to keep you nice and warm if you're going to be riding all around. 43 degrees for tonight's low. It's going to be a little chilly and breezy tonight. We can expect those temperatures to drop maybe to around 40s if that sun stays out, or if those clouds stay out of those areas, keeping things much cooler for this time of the night. Winds are still coming in from the north, so you're really going to be feeling that little breeze if you step outside. But for tomorrow, autumn temperatures are really going to be highly expected. 73 degrees out there, barely even hitting the 75 mark. A lot of sunshine as well. So things are looking really, really nice as we move into the weekend. 69 degrees for your Saturday forecast for the game, and a lot of sunshine as well. So how do you guys feel about that at the desk?
Thanks, Brooke. Well, overall, we can shelve those umbrellas and break out the windbreakers and maybe even scarves for some cool mornings.
I am excited. I don't know about you, Shane, but unfortunately I do have some of those morning classes to go to, and like you said, it is going to be chilly, especially going into Thursday, Friday, and even Saturday morning.
Yes, in terms of what people are wondering what to wear, I would recommend a coat and maybe a scarf if you don't care for the cold very much, but overall, dress in layers because we will be seeing highs up into the 70s, so it'll be pretty comfortable. So like a t-shirt, another shirt, a jacket, it'll do you well for the next few days.
And then I really think we should point this out. Game day forecast, folks. 69 degrees we're looking at. Sunny skies for kickoff. It's going to be beautiful.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome, but don't be fooled. Again, you should probably bring a coat to the game.
Definitely, but at least we're putting up those umbrellas and bringing the ponchos to the stadium. I think a lot of people are done bringing the rain gear to the stadium, but look at that, the 7-day forecast coming up like we were talking about, that 70s, low 70s overall until we begin to rebound next week. But that's 69 degrees for Saturday, a little chillier. Look at that, 39 is a low on Saturday.
Yeah, that's going to be very impressive. I think a lot of people will be sleeping in through that.
I know I'm not getting up at that hour.
I mean, neither. All right, but as always, you can like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. Yes.
Watch us on live stream.
Yes, every evening at 4 FSU. All right, so I'm Shane Pendleton.
I'm Zach Covey. Have a great evening, Tallahassee, and enjoy your night.